you're losing.
Then the moment the argument ends, you say 17 0.
Is your tuition teacher going viral on TikTok? Someone's is. This is your daily catch-up. Boom. Girls. If the intro sounds familiar, it's because I plagiarized Denise's intro from a previous episode, episode 175.
Oh,
That's
dang.
100 episodes ago.
That is my lead-in for today's topic. All right, so it's been quite a week for TikTok influencer Brooke Lim, who's more widely known as Sugaresque. Okay, you know.
I don't know what apps.
All right, what apps are? On 18 April, she posted an essay titled "On Being Afraid of Eating."
She got ED.
Yes, on her blog, Grayscale Copy. In her words, this...
She got what?
Eating disorder.
Eating disorder.
Yeah.
Erectile
That makes
dysfunction
sense.
lah.
No, I mean, not that makes
Yes,
sense. That
it
makes
was-
more sense.
It was an autobiographical recount of her experiences with eating disorders, which is a very personal and sensitive topic.
It
to
is.
her.
Which so she claims.
Plot twist! Another TikTok account at Sugaresque Essay then dropped a huge Google Doc revealing that 70% of the essay was plagiarized from 5 books and 8 articles. And they had the receipts. They had these Excel tables showing that what she wrote,
Right.
and then the source text side by side.
Right.
So
right.
So however hard she's
Someone really hates her
thesaurus.
then, though.
Yeah. Where got time to go
definitely
and do this kind of
the amount of
comparison?
pages on this thing, I cannot count.
It's a software. So when I was in uni, right, then we have to
Turn it in.
submit essay. Yeah. Before you submit your whatever, your papers or whatever, you have to put it through this thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it
No,
was
but
like
to do that, to choose to do that, to make time
to
for
choose
that.
to do it, to
Yeah.
put the Excel sheets and to just really like different books, different sources, and then
She
we
has
put here,
haters.
yeah.
Right.
The people at the top of the document, they said we ourselves have experienced eating disorders. Therefore, the plagiarism to us is kind of hits a bit harder lah. They're kind of like maybe trivializing this or at least not being true to the topic lah. Yeah, so the alleged plagiarism was quite undeniable.
Honestly, that might have been how they found out. Because if
yeah.
I struggle with it, maybe I've read certain books or
They
articles
have.
about it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then I noticed.
Yeah, and according to my wife, when I told her about it, she actually told me about it lah. But yeah, she said, "Hey, these books are super like well known one. It's not like some indie book. These are like big books on eating disorders. It's a damn rookie move to like plagiarize from these sources lah.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, plot twist of a twist.
Oh gosh.
the
She
doc
co-wrote those books.
No. The doc also revealed that other instances of plagiarism. So she did an interview with a local publication called The Ladies' Queue in January 2023. And this doc also showed that her quotes from that interview, right, were lifted directly from a previous interview with the founder of Bumble. And this interview with the founder of Bumble was in May 2021.
No, as in, but she got say lah. Like I heard.
No.
Like
She took the words as her own.
Damn.
damn, you really cut me off right there.
Yeah, he's hosting this episode.
Yeah, come on, Denise.
Know your place, eh?
Yeah. One last example. Sugaresque runs a tuition center
I see why this is a problem now.
called Classical Club, and it runs GP classes.
Oh.
no.
The class notes were shown to be lifted from articles in CNN and the New York Times.
Right.
Yeah, so this is also kind of like they found that what she used for her notes is also actually lifted also.
No, but you can quote them what for
But
your
she never
GP?
said.
Oh, actually, she didn't quote them.
No. Yeah.
She never do the source.
Yeah, citations. Yeah, so on 24th April, Sugaresque, she posted an apology on TikTok, acknowledging that she's acknowledged some of the allegations and said that in the case of the essay, right, these words resonated very deeply with me and I should have been more careful throughout the process of crafting the essay. But there was one part where I felt a bit off. I quote, I also want to share that this
Because
essay...
you not plagiarize. Yeah, you quote.
I also want to share that this essay was written in my personal capacity and has nothing to do with my professional capacity working with the Classical Club. This will have no impact on Classical Club students' learning experience whatsoever. Neither me nor anyone on my team will allow it.
Right.
I don't believe you after all this.
So she only say sorry because her business took a hit lah.
In a way lah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, lah. Okay, no, I
Allegedly.
mean, I see why it's a problem now. If not, to be very honest, it shows to me that she's a very well-read person, and there are a lot of things that just resonated with her, and her memory of things are just less abstract than
She
most people.
photogenic memory at this point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because there are books that I can remember line for line.
But will you like reproduce it and then say that it's claim it as your work? I think that's
And claim that this was your
point of
personal
contention.
experience.
Yeah. I mean, to be very fair, there are times whereby there were certain things that people say which I thought make a lot of sense, right? And then most times I would try and cite if I remember. But there are times where I don't remember where I read it from, or if I read it from, it was a thought I had 5 years ago. It's just something that's stuck in my head for a damn long time. And then you just come out as a paraphrase version because my memory sucks.
I don't think hers
now
was
that she
even
teaches this, I
paraphrased.
realize I see the problem now.
Right. Yeah. So public opinion is split lah.
I'm shocked.
Some people want to cancel her. There's actually a petition because she's 19 years old by the way.
She's so
Yeah,
young.
she's 19
Then how
years
she
old.
start tuition center?
Wow, she teach GP.
I don't know when she was actually taking GP like a few years back only, right? But
No, last year, I think.
she's applying to UCLA. And there's a petition right now that they said like UCLA should be investigating her admissions essay for plagiarism. There are 1,200 signatures as per the time of filming lah. But there are also people who say that she apologized already lah. Let's just move on. But I want to circle this topic to apologies because I really found it like quite weak leh. When I watched it, I didn't even buy it lah, And like it kind of like reminded me of public apologies in general lah. Most people don't buy them. Like when you do there's a whole cliche already, right? Like, oh, you don't wear makeup and then you stand in front of the camera, you cry, you look like you cry a bit or you cry during the video.
Are we all thinking of someone? But
Yes.
never mind lah.
No,
We move
I
on.
don't have
Okay.
someone in my head. I don't have someone in my head. That's the thing. And then, but that's seems to be the formula already.
Fun fact.
You
Way back in the day.
I know the story.
Oh, you do?
JP has to give a public apology.
So with a previous company I work at, right? Then
That was not made known to me during the
whichever one
interview.
that it was lah. We actually put out a video that kena rabak one.
Yeah.
Then going to get cancelled. Then I was like, calm down lah. It's not that bad. But then we really moved into like a crisis management mode, right? So one of the options was to film an apology video.
Right.
To post it. Then bo pian lah. I need to video one. So then three of us sit down, we script already, right? Then we go into the room, then the lighting must make until like a bit more drama, darker,
Right.
set. Then I have to sit there, then I have to switch to like a very somber kind of like so we understand like what we did and like blah blah blah, and then like try to justify, but then at the same time try to apologize. Then do already, right? Then we watch back, right? Wow, fucking cringe, eh? And the entire time I do halfway, I will laugh, eh? Then we decided there was a better way to go about it. So then the video with Chop go and do, right? Like this is like next day kind of shit, right? After the incident like started blowing up. We do already, then we see already, then we really going to publish already. Then luckily, right, we had one more meeting, right? Then they say, okay, maybe this is not the best course of action. They unleash.
Damn it, I need to find this video.
There's a memory card of John Paul like just
Fucking
trying to give an
cringe.
apology, like laughing halfway. He's like, this is bullshit lah.
No, but it's more of a like, okay, this happened. I have
do
to
it.
do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, from company point of view, like, so last time we also had this thing, and that strangely was how I became friends with Xia Xue.
Oh.
Back when MOSG was still called Millennials of Singapore, right? So I also told the team, hey, go and try, I create new formats. You can play, no views, never mind one. Just like we play and we see what hits, right? And so that was when social media, like videos within Singapore, were still rather fresh. I think it was even before Singaporeans try. And they did something which, was too woke already lah. To be honest, they kind of told me the concept. In my head, I remember feeling like I'm not sure if people will watch or care, right? But I did say that I want y'all to experiment, and then you have to always acknowledge that you cannot predict how videos will go. Sometimes you think it sucks, but then it's damn good, right? And so that's all I thought about it because I didn't see the output. I saw the pre-production. So when the video went out, and this is I tell you, the MOG team is always the kindest people you ever meet. You remember like
I
MOG
do.
Their heart is like really gold color one. They fall down, it's like, like angels come for them one, And so you never really think, at most the worst thing they can do is create a video and waste everybody's time because nobody watched. And that was my headspace then because I was very busy. So when the video came out, I still didn't watch it. Until Xia Xue. Were you with us then?
I'm not sure.
Until Xia Xue did a video on it, calling the video out to say what is this woke shit. Like I forgot exactly the context. What was it? But it was like if this thing happened, you can or cannot accept that kind. And then it was so like crazy woke. Like everything also cannot. Everything like if I were to give an example, which I'm not sure was it because the video, obviously we took it down, right? The video was like, is just dressing in other people's clothes cultural appropriation? It's not this exact question, but it's to this extent one. And then everybody was like, yes. Which like, and there was no counter argument, and it was like, wow, mad woke one, right? Mad pander to the left one. But that could really be how they feel lah, which is just an imbalanced cast then. And then Xiaxue really calls out, and then like articles come out and say what is this woke shit that we are propagating and all that stuff, right?
The one person who was on that video is not here with us today.
Who?
Then?
Yeah.
He was on the video.
Oh, you remember that video?
It's your time, one.
No, but I saw the whole thing. I saw the whole thing happening there. Like, no, I wasn't here yet. I wasn't here.
No, it's time.
Wait, so
he was working on Singaporeans, right?
he's getting cancelled somewhere
putting out
else.
my own fire.
Support group, this one.
Yeah.
So you didn't know Xiaxue before that?
No, and so I
you
sat
became
down there and I
friends
think, do I want to apologize? So, okay, I send employer point of view, right? Do my team want to apologize, right? And we never had this conversation of do they want to, because I never felt like it was truly warranted. But yet, as a brand, when the moment I watch it, after shit blew up, I watch it and I'll be like, holy crap, this is really a weird piece of content to put out. And so I acknowledge it already. My team also acknowledge it after a new perspective has been thrown onto them via Xiaxue, right? And so now there's this thinking, then they're also very scared. Then they're thinking, oh, will they lose their job? And of course not, right? And so I was left with, do I ask them to put an apology? Or if I go out and apologize on behalf of my team, it feels like I'm throwing them under the bus. Yeah, because I cannot say, oh, if it's my lack of judgment, then I will throw the company and all its employees under the bus or their future under the bus. So then there's very, very limited options that you can do as the brand owner. Because you must think of the longevity of the brand. Yeah, you want to care for your team, and if your team, like yourself, want to double down and don't want to apologize and fuck this shit, right?
Thank God you got that out of your system before you came, right?
Yeah, in your previous company where it's a much bigger company than this, and there's like 120 people, right? And then the jobs of 120 people is at stake, right? Sometimes no choice, right? The boss of the channel comes out, apologize, and have to say that we have counseled. Like best case scenario, you don't fire your ass and you don't quit, right? He say, oh, we have counseled Mr. Xiao and send him for fucking therapy, and he will be put on gardening leave for 3 months to kind of reflect on his action. Nice. And that is really but bo pian. 120 people rely on this channel to make money, and then ask you want to say sorry, no, I want to double down. I'm just wondering.
Wait, so what happened
what
here?
would you hope happened?
What happened here?
Yeah, what happened? How did y'all like?
So what happened was I realized actually was the rest of Singapore public really angry at us. They're like, no, because nobody really watched the video before Xiaxue did her comments. And so then the hate comments were actually driven from Xiaxue's platform and on Xiaxue's video. So I did the sensible thing.
Just take it down.
Reach out to her.
I text Xiaxue and I said, hey, yeah, I own this shit. Yeah, sorry, I also realized it's a bit woke. We're gonna take it down. Anyway, can I do a documentary on you? Then she said, okay. Can you make sure the people that were in the video is not in your office when I come? I said, okay. And that was how we became friends. De-escalation.
I would have taken all her videos, then we react to her videos, then we start one war.
Right. So yeah,
Then
we
both
were
will grow
13-man
like
company.
Okay.
No, at that point, we were same. So fucky,
Hold up! Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let us know in the comments below. Do you apologize first, or does your
Parrot.
partner apologize first? If you don't have partner, someone else lah. Okay, back to the episode.
There are three main apologies that we make, right? That we think are apologies, but they are non-apologies.
Okay.
So the first one is like what she did. I'm sorry.
Do you want to
did
credit the
this.
book before you?
Yeah, that's
play
why
the
it
rest?
is embarrassing.
Okay, so I read this book. Like,
We are watching her fall into her own
Yeah,
trap.
like we see the book on the table, and then she about to begin already. She come out with a framework already.
Trump's views do not.
it's not a framework.
Her
It's
own-
just yeah, but I didn't finish, not even half, but like very good.
Oh my
very
God,
good, very good book.
I was going to say that's a very structured way of looking
So
at
you
it.
can only tell us half.
No, I can tell you like something that I thought like, oh, I didn't know I
Okay.
was not apologizing right.
Okay, so the three things,
So
the three
things,
mistakes.
okay, the three mistakes, right? First is what Denise said, like, I'm sorry, blah, 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 but I did this because blah, 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 blah. You try to explain your point of view. That one is a non-apology. The second one is, I'm sorry if you felt offended.
Oh,
I'm
that's the
sorry
worst.
if you were upset by this. That one is also not an apology. And the last one is, I'm sorry if... but-
If I forget what the last line is,
Just read the book. It's fine.
We'll cut it out. We'll cut it out. Yeah, we'll cut it
We'll
out.
do a time skip.
no, we're not.
Yeah, this is three. If you're saying but, if you're sorry, if you're saying if, and you're saying sorry you felt that way. That's it.
Right.
What is the if
Wait,
one?
if you felt that way,
I'm
man.
sorry if I made you angry.
Oh.
Yeah, if I made you angry, if I made you upset, whatever.
Oh, then
yeah.
like, I'm sorry, but you were clearly wrong in that situation. Is that a non-apology also?
Also a non-apology. The but lah.
That's the sorry, not sorry one.
Yeah lah.
Yeah.
It's like throwing the blame on them lah. Yeah.
So I think, cause like a lot of us, like even for me, right, I also want to explain my point of view. I'm sorry, yes, I did this, but the reason why I was so
But
angry.
it's such an easy way to go around doing that.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
say but.
No, just say, just have this conversation another time.
What's your synonym? Instead of but, you say what?
Can I also explain why? So I'm sorry I reacted this way. I know I hurt your feelings. If you don't mind, I would love to explain why I reacted that way.
That sounds quite nice.
It's the same shit. You just
They're
remove the
nodding
but.
their head. They say
Oh,
thumbs
wow.
up,
Oh.
thumbs up.
No,
thumbs
but
up.
it's the exact same shit. You just suck the
I
but.
see, framing.
Yeah. Don't go with but. You gotta always remove the
Yeah.
but. Yeah. Even in sales, don't do the but.
Yeah. From what I learned in conflict de-escalation,
Yeah,
Let's
which is
go.
his previous profession.
for 1.5 years, the but is really, once you say but, right, they don't hear anything before it.
Yeah.
It negates, completely negates. What you should do is actually a comedic routine. Not comedic
Oh,
routine.
oh,
a
Dan
comedic
has one,
technique.
Dan has
The
one.
yes
Improv,
and.
improv, yeah.
It's the yes and. So,
Oh.
yes, I made you, yes, this happened, and I am sorry for it. Does that work? Don't do the
No, but
but.
where's the part where I explain myself?
Because very often, right? Okay, so
Cut it out. I look completely unprofessional.
let's remove celebrity and public figure.
Yes, yes, yes.
Personal
Let's go.
this is like between you and your partner, for example.
yeah.
I think very many times, and I think I said it on this show, that sometimes we say things, the way we act out is to make the other person feel the way we are feeling. Have I said that on this show? Or was it another show?
No.
But you very long never not on the show already, so
Yes.
they forget.
Let's just
Please
say it's a new
again.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I read this actually about in a way dealing with children, and I realized it to adults.
It applies for your partner.
You
also,
see the
yeah.
way like when a child wants you to buy something in the supermarket and you don't, right? And so they lie on the floor or they start screaming. And what are they feeling? They're feeling frustration because they want something and they can't get it. And so what they want to do, right, through those tantrums is to make you feel the frustration. Because I know you want me to go. I don't. I will sit here. I know you want me to shut up. I will scream. I know you don't want to embarrass yourself. I will embarrass you. They want me to make you feel that. And I think in many times similar to how adults communicate and argue, right? The things that we say, you might be valid in feeling really offended or hurt by a situation that has happened. But then, which means I was wronged first. But in the fact that I was wronged by you first, I say or do things that because not just to help you understand how I feel, but I want to make you feel exactly how I feel. And so that's why people threaten breakups. You know, because I want you to feel exactly how I feel. If I say threaten because they are not ready if that person say yes. You know? They just want you to feel what that person feels. So you don't spend any time with me, I don't see why we should stay together. Because I feel abandoned, I want you to feel abandoned.
Wow.
Can you just jump to the last chapter?
So John is a bad guy. How about you?
I am a yes man.
Can we segue instead into, first of all, right? Like, do you all struggle with apologizing to people in general? Because like for me personally, right, it's something that's I realized that it was actually very difficult for me to do. Like it just didn't make sense. To me, it's like you have a problem or we have a problem, we hash it out. Let's try and make sense of it. But a lot of the times I forget to cater to, like, for example, the other person's feelings to begin with first. And sometimes that apology works as like you take care of the person's feelings first, then you resolve the problem. Yeah. But for the most part, my brain was never wired that way. So I will never think of even apologizing. I will just think of, let's solve the fucking problem. Yeah. So for you all, like,
Oh, we are so different.
Yeah,
I feel
no.
like I'm the complete opposite. I will use a sorry, right, as like a nuclear bomb to just end any like, even if I know I have arguments. Like, if I am wronged, I'll still say sorry just to end the whole thing.
Give your
Okay, so I use this a lot in army. So, so my sergeant would just.
But then don't you think you're weaponizing it?
yes,
and
he said he used it
weaponizing
as a
their
nuclear
emotions.
bomb.
that's what nuclear
Yeah,
bombs
is
are.
that good?
I mean, the end result is
Immediate de-escalation.
yeah, immediate de-escalation.
No,
So-
you hear his example.
Okay.
yeah, so in army, right, I use it a lot. Like, so in BMT, I left my phone on my bunk bed, and then suddenly the sergeant coming, hey, come now. What like that?
It's so exhausting to be them. Oh. They need to work up the anger. Because like I'm sure it doesn't piss them off,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think he was just expecting me to be like that kind of like gung ho, like, hey, what the problem? I just leave a phone there, right? Why this? But I just said, sorry, sergeant. It's completely my mistake. It won't happen again. Then he stunned. Then he just like, okay, carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what? Okay, that was great. Yeah.
No confrontation. Done. Clear.
Wouldn't that be?
No, but that is a conversation I had with Pat also in terms of de-escalation, which sometimes mixes with an apology and sometimes it is not, so that you can avoid having anyone need to apologize in the first place. And I feel like within Pat in my relationship, I would like to think Pat don't know how to de-escalate.
That's really escalating.
some fighting words,
I
right?
am escalating this.
Pat, are you watching this?
But it could really be like a pattern from upbringing. Maybe her parents have never apologized for anything
Yes,
before.
and I do realize that also. Yeah, there is a lot of ingrained thing, especially as a position of a supervisor, right? When your job literally, or part of your job literally, is to tell people, hey, you have gone wrong. This is, you fucked up here, you fucked up here, you fucked up here, or like at least point out the mistakes, right? And when you point out other people's mistakes, they're like, okay, right? But as a supervisor, you will indefinitely also make mistakes. You will definitely also make mistakes. And when you jump straight into problem fixing mode, it feels like you never first acknowledge that. Oh, I fucked up too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jared and I were speaking just now, so that a lot of our inability to say sorries, right, come from sorry. Wait,
No,
sorry.
your inability. I'm very okay with saying sorry.
Oh really? Oh, I really cannot say sorry. Like I realized no, I realized it's because my parents don't say sorry very often to me also.
Wait, whose
growing up.
parents here say sorry to them?
Jared apparently. Jared's.
Actually, my parents also don't apologize to me.
Yeah.
Nobody parents say sorry or no, it's the part of the parent package.
They
He's
were
like
always
very
right.
prideful also.
But I don't
He hurts
think it's
your
a very
pride.
healthy thing though.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I feel like John Paul's way is actually the best way.
Which
like to
is-
actually hash
Don't
it out.
suck up to your supervisor.
Huh?
No, tell me more.
No, to actually.
Tell me why is the best.
No, I do. I mean, it has worked for me thus far in the 32 years of my life to kind of just use sorry and end it there. But his John Paul's solution to kind of hash it out in the moment, right? Like maybe there's going to be a bit more friction, but at least like there is some growth from it. Mine is just completely avoidance of the conflict.
But it very much depends on your personality though. Like what kind of angry are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a, I think I said this before, but there's a love language test and there's also a conflict language test that you can take apparently.
Right.
Been through this before.
Actually, it's funny that you say
So-
this is the best way, but okay, sorry.
Not the best lah, but better than mine.
No, because I was gonna say it's horrible.
No, it's horrible.
So we just shit
No,
about
no,
it.
I think there's a balance. There's a in between. Like know when to use different tools to cushion certain things so that you can help both parties open up or be open to the idea of having that more that conversation that will resolve or help both people to grow.
based on the severity of the situation, maybe.
Sure.
No, but I was saying also like if you have a very angsty kind of partner, then it's the kind that when they get angry, right, they start saying things that they don't mean. They start saying things just to hurt you. Then the escalation is completely pointless. Versus like you are imagining a situation where you can hash it out, where both people are able to properly articulate their thoughts, and then you are actually like conflict resoluting before you reach the okay. So we are both sorry for we did this, and then move on. Then we grow, which is majority of the times not the case. That's my thoughts.
A difficult apology for me is when an incident has occurred, right? Where I start to realize that there's something that I don't like about myself that caused this thing. Then after that, then the apology becomes very difficult because being able to truly apologize for this to the other person means that you are acknowledging that, yeah. Versus if it's really something that I know that this is me and I'm never going to change, right? Then I'm not going to apologize for it. Instead, I'm going to figure out how we can make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's something that you probably cannot change lah.
Yeah. So then that will help me determine whether or not I should apologize to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
The most difficult time for me to apologize is when, so okay, after I get upset at something, usually I have this like, it can range like, it can be a 10-minute thing, it can be a 3-hour thing, right? That I need to process. Is my anger justified? Where are the nuances? And then like, this is something I can argue, this is something I can argue, then I can fight. I am right here. Right? You say this to me,
Then I'm
okay, I
correct,
say
I'm
this,
correct.
that I am wrong. But then you say this, then this is where you are wrong. Then I must go through the details, right? Then I analyze finish the situation. Then I was justified in my anger. Then now we have to go. You know, then we
Okay,
then
so-
we can argue.
Was this an apology or what?
Wait, so you're
I
justifying the
completely
fight?
lost.
Yeah.
No, so this book talks
talks
about
about this.
Yeah, because right now what you're doing,
Thank
right?
you for citing.
She's selling the book, by the way.
You co-wrote.
You're being very calculative with your apology. So you think about exactly this point at this point, right? Which one, who is right, who is wrong. Then by keeping tabs, right, you have some sort of expectation with your partner or whoever
True.
that person is. Then the partner's like totally thrown off. Why are you so calculative now? So I need to apologize for yesterday I eat your vegetable or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, but in that moment, this was the problem. Then so whatever went wrong, we resolved. Then the next time, it should not happen again. What? It's not like I'll bring up stuff out of nowhere from last time to like use it against this person. Unless it's like a repetitive behavior that I'm calling out. You know?
already.
But has it been effective for you? Like doing that?
Yes, usually I win.
Usually you win. That's the problem, I think. It's not about winning or losing.
Then the moment the argument ends, you say 17 there.
Just like 2 days ago or something, right, I had the exact same, like a good case study for this
You fight your
conversation.
boyfriend. Ah?
Yeah. So
Nice.
That's an interesting way to say I fought with my boyfriend last week.
no, like I was supposed to meet him like after work, so I'll travel to him and meet him, right? So that I met him already. It was a bit later than usual. Then he mumbles, like he likes to I don't know. And so he taller than me. I cannot hear what he say half the time.
Yeah.
So then, and especially when he's more tired, right, he will mumble. So then he got angry, like couldn't catch what he said. I like, sorry, what do you mean? You want to eat beef? Huh?
Yeah.
Then he like, you cannot hear what I say, is it? And then Alvin is not the kind of person. So the minute he raised his voice, right, I was like, we're in a public space some more. So I didn't know. I was also angry, but I cannot like. So I turned off the Zen mode. Right? Then I had to think. I need to process, right? How should I react, and why is he reacting like this? So at the end, right, he just said, sorry, my colleagues today also cannot hear what I say. So I keep blah, 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 blah. So to me, it was a non-apology, ma. So I didn't like react.
Because you read this book. If you never read
No,
this
no,
book,
no.
that would have been an apology.
No, I knew it was not. I didn't feel good about that apology. So I like, whatever. Okay, let's just get dinner. So during dinner, like we were obviously there's some cold war going on, right?
Because you still don't know what to eat.
No, I was still angry, ma. I was like, wow, where is this coming from? How is it my problem? Your colleague cannot hear you, right? So then right after we sat down, got our food already, but then he took my hand. He said, I'm really sorry. Like I shouldn't have raised my voice. Like no matter what lah, like it was not nice of me. Blah, blah, blah.
No matter what.
No, like because of no. Hey,
Imagine
like-
you trapped in a lift already. Then like, Alvin, there's someone coming. Shout for help.
No, so then that's it. Then I felt better. So then I thought about this conversation. Like now we're having it as a good case study.
Yeah.
Like, you know? So that's how you apologize.
Sherms has a, when we were talking, she said, you should never say sorry.
No,
What? She bring out this book.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
So I'm quite surprised.
I never
Explain,
I'm not
please.
saying never say sorry. I'm just saying that was taken out of context. Okay, I'm just saying in a,
Please add some context.
Apologize.
Yeah.
like I feel like in a working environment, you shouldn't apologize so quickly. Like you should. As in, you shouldn't apologize so quickly because the more you apologize, right, sometimes you over apologize and then your co-workers will think that actually it's your fault. You know, even though it's not entirely your fault thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So because of you being so quick to apologize, there's some sort of like a power imbalance already in that sense. You know what I mean? So that's why I was talking to me.
There's a article of a recent study or just a recent article of how if you are being overly polite in the workplace, people think you're incompetent.
Yeah.
It's true.
It feels like you're admitting to it, you know, like your mistakes or whatever.
Yeah. So like the example was like, hey Sherms, why you never upload the Spotify episode
I
yesterday?
feel like John was on a spiritual turning point and now he turned back.
Sherms, why you never upload the Spotify episode yesterday?
I'll upload it today.
Versus, what's the bad
No, but that's not my
example?
question. My question is why didn't you do it yesterday?
No, but she's saying never mind that. This is the solution.
No, but I do want to know why so that we can avoid repeating this error
Or
in
like
future.
if you depends on how you ask me. So if this is your concern, like I want to know why so that we can avoid that thing, right?
But I'm not gonna say that part. My question is just why, ma.
No, but then like if I don't reply you, I just say like, oh, I'm gonna upload it today. Then you follow up. Like you say, oh, actually I want to know why because blah, blah, blah,
I agree
correct?
with you in that there is a very fantastic form of de-escalation, right? And I think the world do need to learn that. But if week on week on week, and I ask you,
No lah, cannot be every week.
and then or rather just like 3 times in the span of 3 months, so not week after week, right? Then I say, aren't we supposed to upload on Friday? I'll upload it now. To me, it just feels like, you know or not? You are living on a very, very thin thread. You know or not? You know, like you say sorry that I know you know.
No, yeah. So this one is like not for the same problem all the time. You must.
Yeah.
You must.
Sparingly, correct. Yes. Damn hard to use this framework.
We keep trying to fit it into a framework, and then after that, it keeps falling apart.
Like to me, right? Okay, like this whole, because as we keep talking about this, I'm really trying to figure out what is the concept and purpose of
An
an apology. And it really is simply a manipulative tool in a game of power that humans play. Because you're feeding to another person's ego. You're trying to manipulate their emotions in order to get them to either listen to you or get them to behave the way you want them to. Or to solve a problem that you cannot solve and you need their help with, or whatever it may be. This whole thing is a game. Like life, honestly, in general, is a game about this kind of power plays within your relationships, within anybody else. Then
I think what you say is 100% true. I also think that most people don't apologize with the starting point of wanting to manipulate. But while what you're saying is 100% true, I'm trying to change the way you feel about me. That's
Right.
certain, which is a clear form of manipulation. Yeah, but I don't feel like people apologize with the intent to manipulate. They perhaps just want to make you feel better.
Yeah, but I also disagree with the intent or the motive of the apology. So it might not be that I now need our relationship to be good in order for you to help me in this next thing. Like sometimes I feel like it's just like you don't want, because you love the person, or you just don't want the person to be sad, you know?
right.
Yeah.
For me, an apology is like in a very naive kind of way. Is that it's a way to close the current situation and moving forward. And then that apology is kind of the olive branch that you give to say like, can we both put down our guns? Let's move on. And there we go. All right, and that's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching, and I'm sorry if you didn't like it. Not gonna apologize though. But yeah,
We try our best.
don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Your mother ever apologized to you?
No, what are you talking about? Nobody apologizes at home, man. Not even my siblings.
Do you apologize to your family?
No lah, cannot lah. It's just very difficult.
It's survival lah.
It's like if I have to say
You think
sorry
you're a
for them,
bitch
right,
if you do it.
my lips will be shaking. Like, I'm so sorry. Cannot say one. It's really very hard to say.
Then why she got more effect?